Have you ever walked out of a feedback meeting where you felt more confused than inspired? A few years ago, one of the manager approached me with the issues he was facing with his CEO. He gave presentation at work more than he put heart into it, stayed late for days, ran through the data, rehearsed endlessly. As per him, he delivered his best. The next morning, CEO called him and said, "You always tend to speak fast. It is just like that time during last town hall that you lost the room back then too." And just like that, all his efforts vanished under the weight of one sentence. He did not mention his insights of all the hard work he has put in. He did not even ask him what he thought it went. He did not even appreciated the content. Instead, he went into the past, pulled out the flaw, and labeled his identity as "you always." On that day, he did not walk out of the meeting room inspired to improve. He walked out determined to prove him wrong. And that's the problem with the feedback. It does not fuel growth, it fuels defense. It does not build walls, it actually takes out the fault. Now, contrast this moment with Mrs. India pageant, a place you would not expect to learn leadership. So, after my introduction round, camera glazing, spotlight blinding, stone faces of judges, I thought I nailed it. I thought I delivered my best. So at the backstage, one of the mentors pulled me aside, and at that moment, I braced myself. And I was expecting usual. You did not mention this, you forgot that, your lines did not land. Ironically, my mentor smiled and said, "Next time you speak, take a pause. Let your words breathe in. You have fantastic thoughts, so let people absorb them." So in this, he didn't point on my fault, just a little suggestion. He did not point at my past, he pointed on my potential. So in the next round, which was very crucial round, question and answer round, I took a pause, I was well articulated, and I got my words absorbed in. And in that moment, I felt presence, I felt confident, and I also thought myself wearing a crown, which I actually did. I was crowned as Mrs. India International. Now imagine every day you get to hear two voices. One which says that you always keep on messing up. The other voice is rather that it's okay, let's just make it together and try again. So which voice you would like to rather hear every Monday morning? So what I just shared with you is a feed forward, a concept introduced by Marshall Goldsmith. He's a leadership coach who has coached over more than 150 CEOs across the world. Now let's just see the impact of feedback and feed forward on the mental ability. So when you receive a judgmental feedback, it activates amygdala. So the brain threats detection center, your face flushes, your heartbeat races, and you tend to defend or retreat. However, the feed forward, it lights up prefrontal cortex. So it's like a brain version of a cool, composed manager who always say, it's okay, let's try and do it better. Rather than being in panic, yelling, it's not even worth trying. Because when brain is positive, it actually works faster. It learns better. It grows stronger. A team at Google did a project which is called as Aristotle, and they found out that people who feel psychologically safe and they don't feel judged on what they say or what they did wrong, so those people makes great teams, and these teams are 76% more engaged, 50% more productive, and 67% more likely to do what they have learned. Even way back in 1996, Kluger and Dempsey also discovered that feed forward activates, it accelerates, fosters performance culture and motivation to learn. But what about accountability? Let's address elephant in the room. There are few times when you need to critically analyze what went wrong to fix the responsibility. So is that feed forward does not talk about accountability, does not talk about responsibility? No, it does. But the game is not to blame. The game is to learn forward. Example, one of your teammates, one of your peers is actually delaying the submissions. So one way is that you can say that you keep on delaying the submission. The other way is that you can, that could you help, that how can you manage to submit your assignments in the next sprint. So here, accountability and responsibility is still there, but it's coupled up with the agency. Now, shifting from feedback to feed forward is a cultural change, and for any change requires a language. So the 3 steps that you should be considering while you're giving a feed forward. One is ask before you tell, so as to build resilience rather than resistance. Second, which is very imperative, is future focused. It needs to be progressive, it needs to be future oriented. And third, which is very, very important, is recognize strengths loud. Because people want to be seen, not scrutinized. At the end, no one truly transforms when they are being told about faults each time. They will definitely like to transform when someone is there patting on the back and saying, you're not there yet, but I see you where you're going. And I have been in this situation where the feedback had pulled me aside. It made me shrink. And the feed forward has always made me shine. And also, the feedback does not change people. It is the possibility of being seen. It actually transforms and changes the people. As Maya Angelou rightly said, that people did not remember what you said, people did not remember what you did, but they do remember how you treat them. So next time when you're mentoring someone, when you're leading a team, or even parenting the child, make sure that you're not going to point out on the cracks and always shine on the light. As growth does not thrive on the checklist of the faults. It thrives on belief. It thrives on courage. And that's the feed forward, and it changed me forever. Feed forward, instead of focusing on the event that has already happened, it focuses on the solutions that bring in new challenges. So people who receive feed forward concentrate on the solutions, on the alternative solutions also. And it brings and reinforces interpersonal relationships and cooperations. And that's why feed forward is inculcated as one of a very important process in the organization. So feed forward at the same time brings in lot of coordination, collaboration. Instead of feedback, actually brings back past data, it brings back false, it also brings back negative comments, negative feedback.